Hello everybody, welcome back. This is my predictions video for RLCS Season 7, which begins tomorrow. So first on Saturday, April 6th, which is tomorrow as the time of recording, I might post this on the 6th actually, so the morning that the RLCS Season 7 will start. NA will be playing on Saturday, and EU will be playing on Sunday. So first game of the season, we see NRG versus Ghost. Of course, Ghost Gaming picked up a few of the Allegiance members last season, after barely getting out of the relegation battle. And so I think this one's a pretty clear winner. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty confident NRG's gonna win this. Like 90+% chance that NRG's gonna be able to take Ghost Gaming out. It is exciting to see though. I want to see how Ghost Gaming will perform against you know, an NRG, which I think is the best team in NA coming into the season. Last season, I actually have some stats up here from Octane's website. Vladimir here had 17% of the game's possession last season. Like anytime someone had the ball, there's a 17% chance it'd be him in his games. And if you look at his percent of team touches, let's see this a little quick. He had, oh what? Okay, there we go. He had 37.82% of his team's touches, which over a long season, even though he only had a few percent, like 32, so like 5% more than his other teammate, that's a lot of touches over the season. And so I think one of the reasons is because Vladimir is a good player, but Zane Jackie, I just don't think he really had quite the technical ability as some of the other players did. And so I think the new players from formerly Allegiance, I think they'll be good. Sorry about that, by the way, the door is slamming in the background. I think the new Allegiance players will be a big boost for him, and I don't know how much longer I'll see Vladimir on Ghost Gaming if this season they don't do well, because I think he's a good top player. But if he's if like his teammates don't really play as well this season, I think he might leave. Obviously, I don't know what his like loyalty to the team is like, but I think he is a good player and he could play for a top team in NA. But I think part of the problem was that ball touching, or ball chasing almost, not ball chasing, but he was like almost 38% of your team's ball touches come from one player. You know, that's just a bit much in a 3-player game. At the top level, you know, you want everybody to be able to contribute, and if you only have one guy contributing at a high level, you know, the other team's gonna be able to realize, hey, we basically just had to shut down this one guy. Another fact about Ghost Gaming, right? They went to Game 5 every single series last season. I don't think we're gonna see that again. But anyway, I think NRG's gonna take that one. Next up, Splice versus Cloud9. This is the first time I get to see Splice play the season after they just got promoted from the rival series. Cloud9, of course, the reigning RLCS champions. They're my favorite team if you don't know already. So I'll be rooting for them, but I do think they'll take it pretty comfortably. It will be fun to see Splice in action for the first time this season. They do get 2 games this week. Next up, Evil Geniuses versus Rogue. Rogue, of course, picking up Kronovi from G2, and Evil Geniuses getting Jippe from Australia. So 2 really cool transfers there almost that I think are going to be really fun to watch, see how these teams worked out over the offseason to build their chemistry and form as a new team. I've heard a few other people say, right, it's still going to be big 3, just NRG, Cloud9, G2 this season, but everyone talked last season about how Evil Geniuses was getting really close, and now that they have Jippe, who is like the best player in Australia, I'd like to see how he gets along with his new teammates here and see if they can put together a good push for top 3. I'm confident Evil Geniuses can get Worlds though if they play well enough, if they've got the chemistry over the offseason. Rogue, formerly FlyQuest of course, they're decent. I don't know how well they do though. I think they might sneak into a playoff spot for LAN, but they're not going to make LAN if you ask me. I think it's going to still take some work for Rogue to be able to get there. Exciting to watch though, I think that'll be a fun game to watch. Next up, Spice at Ghost Gaming. This is my the closest one for me to predict so far. I think Ghost Gaming coming in. Obviously, I think Vladimir's the best technical player out of all the players playing, but I think it'll honestly come down, like, even though I think Ghost Gaming has overall better individual talent, they haven't been together for as long as Splice has been. Of course, Karma's the captain for that one. They dominated RLCS last season, but they didn't really do well over the off season, so it's gonna be close. I'm gonna predict Ghost Gaming though. I think they'll have gelled well enough by now that they can take down Splice, which isn't good for Splice starting at 0-2 on the season in my predictions. Next up, G2 versus Space Station Gaming. which was Bread last season. They did really well in the RLRS, but they only came in second behind Spice. But I think that Space Station Gaming look way better than Spice do over the past few months at tournaments like DreamHack, stuff like that. So even though I think Bread have been playing really well, I think G2 are going to take it. This is another close one, kind of like the Evil Geniuses Rogue one, I think. Or no, did I? No, sorry, it was... Yeah, okay, that was the one I said was close before. G2 will take it. Obviously picking up Chicago over the offseason and dropping Kronovi. But, so I think that is an improvement for G2. These guys... Bread looked really good, like I was saying, right? But I don't think G2 will lose this game to them. This is a big test though, because everyone was talking about how, you know, SSG now, they're the new hot team in NA. They're going to come in and like take the whole thing. Obviously, I don't think many people will really expect them to take World Championship. But they are going to be pushing top of the league this year. Big test for both teams, I think, to prove what they're going to be like. So, last game of the day, I think it'll be one to watch. But I got G2 taking it. Next up, Trouble versus the Bricks. Trouble was Red Reserve last season in RLRS as they got promoted. And the Bricks was Flipside Tactics with Cooks here and them. So, Trouble, in my power rankings, I had Trouble below Mouse Sports, but that was just because I wanted Mouse Sports to be above, but I think Trouble are way better than Mouse Sports. I think Trouble's another team that just made it from RLRS, but are really, you know, contesting some of the better teams in Europe. I don't think they'll be a great team. Like, I don't think they'll make Worlds. They're not going to contest Vitality and Dignitas for top spot, but I do think they're a good team. Flip side, though, you know, I think they did lose Yukio and picked up Speed, was it? Or Mystic? Either one, I think Flipside can take it. I think it will be a big test for Trouble, because if they can put up a good showing, like I think they'll lose, but if they can take it to Game 5 or even close to Game 4, I think it will be big for them. Gives them confidence coming into the new RLCS season. Next up, but yeah, okay, sorry. Flipside taking that, just to be clear. Next up, Mouse Sports versus TSM. I don't have much to say on this. TSM's going to destroy them. Not to be rude. I like Mouse Esports. Like I said, I like watching them last season. But, they dropped, oh, I don't even remember his name. But anyway, they picked up a lot in his place. And a lot was coming off a really bad season last year when Complexity got relegated. But Mouse picked him up coming off of like a career low season. So I think it is important that he is an experienced player. I'll give him some experience there, but it really is important that he helps, like, you know, step up, because they're going to need some big moments from him and Tigray. I think Alex will have to improve over the season if they want to stay up. Like I said, I like Mouse Esports. I'll be rooting for them to stay up, but they made the playoffs last season, but I don't see them getting out of the bottom two this year. I think their best chance, honestly, to stay in RLCS is to win the promotion playoffs. So TSM taking that one pretty easily. Vitality, PSG Esports. Okay. Vitality, of course, picking up Dignitas' player K-Dop, and so now I think this is like the best individual talent team ever, you know, formed. You got Scrub Killer, you got Fairy Peak, and you got K-Dop, but everyone, you know, they've just never had the synergy, the chemistry together to really become a great team. But that was until, you know, they picked up K-Dop, and now they got to the finals of DreamHack, and it was a pretty decent showing. They beat some pretty good teams. Obviously, you know, you have to do that if you want to make the finals. And so this season, I think it's going to come down to Dignitas Vitality for the top two spots. And if Vitality wins it, that'd be great. I really hope they do win Europe this season and take it to Worlds, but not win Worlds, but just get to Worlds, you know, playing well and stuff. I think they'll be an extremely exciting team to watch. PSG Esports, quality team, like nothing stellar from them this season, I don't expect, but they will stay up. I don't think they'll get anywhere near the playoff or the relegation playoffs. And then Trouble Mouse Esports, they're both playing 2 games to stay, or yeah. And so this time, these are the 2 RLRS promoted teams, and this will obviously be proof of which RLRS team is better, and I think it's gonna be Trouble. I already talked about both these teams a little bit. I think Trouble had a way better offseason between last season's RLRS and this season RLCS starting. Mouse Esports, they hope they stay up, but I don't think they're going to. Trouble takes that one. And then to finish off the day, Dignitas versus FC Barcelona. If you guys didn't know, Barcelona was last season's Savage, and so they had a great offseason. These guys are like, lots of people are hoping these guys will take it to the top of the table, maybe even like securing a spot at LAN, and maybe even get in top 2, top 3 area. I don't think they'll get top 2, but top 3 is possible if they play as well as they did before. They've had some more time to work out the kinks, I think. You know, coming in from the RLCS, it is so difficult to become as good as like, you know, one of the top teams in our EU, because EU is a really good region, but you know, there's so much top quality talent that, like, you got Flipside, what are they now? Bricks, yeah, that's right, the Bricks, Dignitas, and Vitality. Like, there's so many teams you have to beat out to be a top team, but these guys are gonna be really good. I think that if they stay as a team, they could win some silverware over their careers. I got Dignitas winning it though. I mean, they won DreamHack. Can you really go against them? You know, you got Terrapulse, Violet Pin, and Yukio. Yukio, of course, I think one of the biggest questions about him was the nerves of, well, you know, I'm coming to Dignitas, I gotta play, you know, better than I ever have. These guys are the world champions however many times. But now that you have that silver under your belt with DreamHack, I think the nerves will be gone some, and he'll be able to settle in and, you know, get back into the just clean Dignitas play. So I think they'll do well. I think they'll take down FC Barcelona. Again, another game to finish the day off that I think will be really interesting to watch. I think Savage are probably the team, or sorry, not Savage, Barcelona, probably the team to watch this season besides Vitality coming in the EU. So yeah, those are my predictions for week 1. Some interesting games to watch. I think a lot happened this offseason to make it really interesting. And so I can't wait to get it started, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to watch RLCS 7 tomorrow, April 6th. See you later.